Today on Fox 10 News at 4, dramatic video showing a barge on fire sending smoke over the Africatown Bridge. We'll tell you what we know next.
Plus, unsettled nerves in Mobile after a shooting near Murphy High School. No arrest yet, and the community is asking, are our kids safe? We'll have the latest coming up.
And we are tracking some scattered clouds across the area. We do have some cold temperatures on the way. We'll talk about how cold it's going to be in your forecast coming up.
First on the Gulf Coast with breaking news and weather. Fox 10 News starts now.
Hi there. Thank you for looking in on your Monday. I'm Lenny Slagan.
And I'm Shelby Myers. Welcome into Fox 10 News at 4. Well, first today, a deadly crash at the intersection of Grand Bay, Wilmer and Dawes Roads. The crash involved an 18-wheel tractor trailer rig.
Now, this all happened at around 9:25 this morning. Witnesses say an 18-wheeler collided with a vehicle, the semi heading north on Grand Bay Wilmer Road. That vehicle was heading eastbound on Dawes when all of this happened.
The crash was cleared by first responders and the intersection was reopened. We'll be bringing you the latest details in less than an hour during Fox 10 News at 5.
Well, I want you to take a look now at the barge. This is what the situation was burning for most of the day. And in fact, heading over on the Bayway, a lot of people saw that thick smoke. I know I certainly did, still heading in this afternoon, just stretching into the sky there. Now, this is just over the Cochran-Africatown Bridge. Billows of smoke coming from that barge on fire in the water. It started before 8 o'clock this morning. A fireboat and multiple land units responding rather quickly. We still don't know what the barge was carrying or what sparked the fire. The good news is no reports of any injuries. Fortunately for that. We do have calls and diverse responders, and we are looking to get answers for you. When we have that, we'll pass it on.
Well, right now we have new information on the shooting outside of a Murphy Blount High School basketball game Friday night.
Well, police say the victim is expected to recover. Police say officers responded to Murphy High School Friday night before 8:30. Now, that basketball game had been postponed because of condensation on the court.
Police say as people left the gym, a fight broke out on South Carlin Street and continued to Claremont Street. That's when gunfire erupted and a teenager was shot. Still no arrest 3 days later, and that's causing more uneasiness among students, parents, and staff.
The story needs to be heard. It doesn't need to be swept under the rug. They need to be found, whoever it is and was. It was uncalled for. The parents need to be handled accordingly.
Mobile Police Chief saying this in part, quote, "Let me remind you that settling arguments with violence is not the answer, and I assure you it won't be tolerated in any part of the city. If you commit a crime in our community, you will be arrested and charged," quote.
And police also are urging you, if you know anything about this shooting or any other crime in the city, Chief Jackson wants you to give them a call. They also have an anonymous tip line that's available to you 24/7. You can just text 844-251-0644. The city of Pritchard releasing new details about a couple of dangerous incidents that happened over the last week. Pritchard PD says a silver Kia was driving too fast down St. Stephen's Road around 7 last Friday evening when it crashed into a pole. Police say the driver died the next day while 2 passengers were seriously injured. 2 days earlier, police say 2 Viger High School students were hit by a black pickup truck with chrome mirrors at the corner of Turner Road and Thornton Avenue. Investigators say the driver did not stop after this incident. Both students have since been released from the hospital. City officials are urging the driver to come forward as soon as possible.
If you are the person, I'm asking you to turn yourself in. In the city of Pritchard, we are going to take public safety at heart. I know that there has been maybe some type of attitude that Pritchard is a place where you can get away with whatever, but those days are over.
Well, coming up on Fox 10 News at 5, you're going to hear from someone who lives near the area where the 2 students were hit. You'll also hear what the city is working on to improve pedestrian safety.
New now at 4. Tomorrow is a big day. Alabama's legislative session is kicking off in Montgomery. We're here to break down what you need to know from the state capitol. Our political correspondent Jessica Umbro is joining us live now from the Capitol studio. All right, Jessica, talk about the goals for lawmakers this session.
Well, with this year being an election year, we really are expecting to see Alabama lawmakers looking to pass those necessary state budgets and then get back out on the campaign trail. Now, the only thing that's actually required of Alabama lawmakers during this session is getting those budgets passed. That includes a general fund for the state's expenses and then a separate education fund. Last year's general fund reached $3.7 billion, and the education fund, with its supplemental bills for the state's private schools, reached around $12 billion. Those are two budgets that will see a lot of conversation around, since passing them is a requirement every single year.
All right, Jessica, we've also seen nearly 200 pre-filed for the session. That's on top of 2 state budgets. So what are some of the topics people can expect to hear a lot about?
Well, there have been a handful of bills that have been discussed about whether or not to expand or to get rid of the death penalty altogether. Alabama was second overall in the country for executions in 2025. We've also seen a couple of pre-filed bills about public safety issues like political violence and violence in schools, and members of the majority Republican caucus have proposed some state level bills that mimic national efforts, like weighing mandatory post-election audits, making it easier to get a religious exemption for vaccinations, and banning gender discussion in Alabama classrooms. Of course, things can change. We see some efforts gain steam or maybe fizzle out during the session, and we'll continue to have those updates as they come up throughout the session. But for now, live in Montgomery, Jessica Umbro, Fox 10 News.
We'll check back in for those updates. Thank you, Jessica. The session kicking off tomorrow at noon, and then tomorrow night, the governor is giving her final state of the state, as she is term limited. This November, you'll have the choice at the ballot box for who will give next year's State of the State address.
And on that note, new legislation is being introduced this week in Montgomery that could stop most dredged spoils dumping into Mobile Bay. State Representative Rhett Marcus of Enterprise and Senator Chris Elliott of Baldwin County announced the mud dumping bill this morning in Fairhope. The new law would add Alabama to a growing number of coastal states who've established policies against thin layer placement practices by the Army Corps of Engineers. And Alabama's would mirror a federal law enacted by U.S. Senator Katie Britt, which requires the Corps to use at least 70% of dredged materials for beneficial use.
It specifically outlines what different activities qualify as beneficial use, and then specifically says that the thin layer placement is not. And so, again, everything from marsh habitat restoration to coastal shoreline restoration, etc.
Well, the legislation will be introduced by Representative Rhett Marcus when the legislature convenes tomorrow. If it passes into law, it will become effective October 1st this year. Our House Sheriff is going to have more on the bill and reaction coming up on Fox 10 News at 5. Let's take you live outside where you can still see smoke from earlier, that barge on fire we were talking about. It's just a huge plume there, right there in the middle of your screen. The sky around it, though, really clear, and the cooler temperatures today have been sticking around. The sun, though, helping keep it from being freezing.
Fortunately for that, and hopefully we don't have any rain chances in the forecast. With the cooler temperatures, though, you'll likely want a jacket. Well, hello.
Well, hey.
I was talking to Jason before the start of the newscast because, oh, look at his tie.
Right,
Is
it's
that
red.
for your Rebels?
Well,
Ole Miss Rebels?
yeah, they didn't do very well in Phoenix,
That's
but it was good
okay.
to see them.
Yeah.
Pulling for them.
Yeah, and I got to see the Grand Canyon for the first time.
How about that? Do you have pictures?
I do, and I guess I'll have to figure out how to get them so we can post them up. But Sedona, Arizona might have been prettier than the Grand Canyon, I thought.
Oh, wow.
I've heard it's beautiful there.
Yeah, very nice. But
It's nice here, too.
yeah,
you know.
and I brought some of the cold weather with me. I think it was around 20 in Flagstaff with snow on the ground. I don't know if it's going to be that cold here. Here's what we're seeing over the next 10 hours, and you see how the numbers are dropping as we go through the overnight hours tonight. We are looking at a temperature around 40, and then we'll drop down into the low 30s by the time we approach the early part of the morning hours there. So a light freeze is expected tonight. We're going to see a little bit of a breeze with it, but thankfully it's not going to be quite as windy. Here's what we're tracking across the area. Our forecast low temperatures: 32 in Fairhope, 31 in Mobile, 20s further to the north in Bruton, Atmore, and Grove Hill. A light freeze tonight. You're going to need winter coats tonight and tomorrow morning. Here's what we're tracking here as we look at our satellite radar picture and checking it out here. You got a few upper level clouds. They're real thin. We've got no precip in the forecast in the short term, and we'll take you all the way through the day tomorrow with just a chilly day. We'll actually make it up to about 60 tomorrow afternoon, so it will be better by the afternoon. Coming up in our outlook, we'll see about a series of fronts that will bring us some colder air, and we'll get you prepped for that with your forecast through the weekend coming up.
All right, Jason, thank you. Let's go to Washington now, where the Justice Department has launched an investigation into the Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell. This comes after months of pressure from the president, and the move is prompting resistance within the Republican Party. Let's go to Fox 10's Washington correspondent Stephen Goen with the story.
Senate Democrats criticizing this investigation as expected, but a Republican now pushing back, warning this could cross a dangerous line. The Trump administration facing a rare obstacle in their efforts to replace Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell.
The Department of Justice served the Federal Reserve with grand jury subpoenas.
Over the weekend, Dr. Powell confirmed the Justice Department had opened up a criminal investigation with him at the center of it. At least one Trump ally has spoken out against the probe. In a statement, Republican Senator Thom Tillis said he would block a potential Trump nominee to replace Powell. He added, quote, "If there were any remaining doubt whether advisors within the Trump administration are actively pushing to end the independence of the Federal Reserve, there should now be none." The backlash, bipartisan. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer said in a statement, Donald Trump's assault on the Fed's independence continues, threatening the strength and stability of our economy. The investigation into Powell focuses on whether he misled Congress about the scope and cost of a roughly $2.5 billion renovation of the Fed's headquarters in D.C. It follows months of complaint from President Trump, who criticized Powell for not cutting interest rates more aggressively, even threatening to fire him. As first reported by NBC News, President Trump denied any knowledge of the investigation. For his part, Powell said he believes it's politically motivated.
The threat of criminal charges is a consequence of the Federal Reserve setting interest rates based on our best assessment of what will serve the public, rather than following the preferences of the president.
In Washington, I'm Stephen Goen.
All right, checking out the situation with traffic right now. There is a plume of smoke, a barge fire there north of Mobile up near the Cochran Bridge. But so far, traffic is looking to be flowing along pretty well in that area. This is the Cochran Bridge location here. Highway 90 looks good. I-10, I-65 across Baldwin County in good shape. It is a dry day without any major traffic problems. This is what we're seeing here in Pensacola. And it looks like westbound, a little bit of a slowdown there, but that's it on I-10. We'll have another update as we get closer to the 5 o'clock hour.
All right, Jason. Also ahead on Fox News at 4, looking for a tasty way to celebrate the upcoming Senior Bowl. We're going to talk about what the Senior Bowl and the Downtown Mobile Alliance are planning to bring to local restaurants, plus how you can get a bite. That's a live studio interview next. Then a new era for Mobile Fire Rescue. We'll introduce you to Mobile's new fire chief, and we'll get his plans on what's next for the department. We'll have that coming up. But first, a live look outside. Colder air out there. It's going to be sticking around. The good news, no rain. You've got yellow flags at the beach, though, with a slight breeze. You're watching Fox 10 News at 4. Stay close.
Jason Smith, Fox 10 Storm Tracker Weather.
Okay, welcome back. The Senior Bowl and the Downtown Mobile Alliance are teaming up again to host a food and beverage tour. They're going to be highlighting some local restaurants for a unique experience. So let's get your preview on all of that. We've got Molly Middleton here from the Senior Bowl. Molly, I like to say that football and food go together like PB&J. And maybe if you're a sandwich person, you'll have a PB&J on a game day.
That's right. Yes, we agree. That's for sure.
So this experience, it makes sense to get, local restaurants involved. So what are you guys cooking up?
Yeah. The reason we do this is because we really want downtown Mobile to be buzzing about Senior Bowl. Mm-hmm. And the Downtown Alliance and all the bars and restaurants downtown support us all year long. It's almost like every time we walk in a restaurant, we just walk next to our office and everybody knows us and it's fun. And it's really nice that all of the a lot of the bars and restaurants in downtown Mobile want to team up with us and do the Senior Bowl food and beverage tour. So what that is all of those restaurants that y'all see up on the screen.
That's a lot.
It is a lot. That's how
I
we have
can
great.
see Chuck's. I can see Wenzel's. I can. Oh wow, Mediterranean Sandwich Company. There's a lot going on.
Yes.
Moe's.
Oh yeah. So any of those restaurants, they're doing some type of fun. Whether it's a special or a discount or something, just really to celebrate Senior Bowl. Some of them are even doing, for our ticket purchasers, if you show them that you purchased a ticket, like your confirmation email, they'll give you a 10% off your meal. So when you go to those restaurants, just be sure to ask, what's the Senior Bowl special?
Yeah.
I walked into Great Day Latte this morning to get a coffee at a meeting, and they had theirs already set up.
I love that place. They've got some great cold presses too, in addition to the coffees.
They do. So it's just great to be able to partner with downtown. We have so many. We'll have 900 NFL personnel, 1,100 media members, coaches, NFL staff, all these people in downtown. So when they walk into the different restaurants, it's like, oh my gosh, these people really enjoy Senior Bowl like we do. So it really
also helps, I think, too, to get people in the door to the different restaurants. I mean, it's smart on both ends. It's a win-win for both. So we were talking a little bit about the Senior Bowl. In addition to this, you've also got the parade that you're getting ready for, and that's not this weekend, not the next weekend, but the weekend after that.
January 30th. Our Friday night street party, January 30th. Our parade rolls right before the Condies, so we go at 6 and the Condies will go at 6:30. And then as soon as the Condies parade is over, it'll be the Muscadine Bloodline concert that's free and open to the public. And then of course tickets are on sale on SeniorBowl.com for the game. We've got a lot of really great, I'm biased with the Alabama players, but we've got lots of great local names, Deontay Lawson, Lee Hunter, and Colin Lacey, all from Mobile, so we'll be doing fun stuff with them as well throughout game week. So it's a really incredible week coming up, and I just encourage everybody to come downtown and check out all of our fun specials and get into Senior Bowl season like we all are.
You guys do a lot leading up to this, and it's great because in addition to supporting local restaurants, afterwards you can check out a great football game. Any score predictions you're going to be giving here?
The American team won last year for the first time in a long time. The American team is typically the SEC player, so I always root for them. Don't tell anyone. As long as like NFL Network or ESPN don't see me talking about this, it'll be okay. But I'm going for the American team. Roll Tide.
All right, there you go. And there you have it. Thank you. It's always so much fun having you here.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate it.
We'll be sure to have this interview posted on our website so you can watch it and share with someone you know. Also get a full list, right? A good look at all those restaurants teaming up for this. We'll have it posted shortly after this newscast on Fox10TV.com. Thank you again.
Thank you all.
All right, you can see that fire still right now going on, smoldering there, a barge on fire in the Mobile River. And we're going to continue to have more coverage on this on Fox 10 News. And checking out the scene with the weather, we do have a breeze today and some dry air, not exactly the best conditions to fight a fire. You can see upper level cloudiness going on in Mobile, at Evergreen, and around Pensacola. These are high, thin cirrus clouds. And our forecast over the next 10 hours here, we do see a little drop in the numbers. It's going to get colder tonight. I expect a light freeze tonight, and you're going to need the winter coats tomorrow morning. You probably got a little practice with that this morning, but definitely looking at some temperatures that are on the decline overnight tonight, and this will be a theme at times in the forecast this week. We're not seeing much on our futurecast for a couple of days. Tomorrow should be a sunny day. It looks like a beautiful day. Then as we work our way into Wednesday, you can see perhaps a few isolated showers in the picture on Wednesday. It's going to be a low-end chance, but we do have a 20% rain chance as a very weak front moves through, and this will bring in more chilly air for the second part of the work week. Here's the forecast. Tonight we expect to make it down to around freezing from about Interstate 10 northward. We could see some freezing temperatures too in Foley and Magnolia Springs. We've got 30 in Robertsdale, 30 in Seminole, 31 in Mobile and Theodore, as well as Grand Bay, 30 in Tanner Williams, and 28 in Citronelle. Taking a look at the Panhandle here, temperatures in the mid-30s in Pensacola and Navarre, 27 in Crestview, 27 in Jay, 28 in Walnut Hill. Fruitvale. Further to the north, we've got temperatures in the upper 20s here for Monroeville and Thomasville. So it will be a moderate freeze going on in our inland counties from Connecticut County all the way over to Washington County, 28 in Chatham, 29 in Fruitdale. Checking out our Mississippi counties here, 29 Leakesville and Lucedale, 30 in Hurley, 35 in Pascagoula. So forecast is looking quite chilly. Tomorrow's temperatures will improve by the afternoon. And while we will see some cold nights over the next 6 or 7 nights, we do have some decent days. And tomorrow we will be near normal with our daytime highs up close to 60 degrees. Here's the extended forecast. And our only shot at rain this week will be that very weak front, which will come through on Wednesday. Light rain amounts expected, very little of a rain chance there at about 20%. Temperatures do turn a bit colder again on Thursday with a lot of wind. We'll see sunshine, thankfully, about a high of 48. And it looks like the coldest night of these cold spells is going to be Thursday night, down to 25 degrees. And so we'll just continue to monitor that for the possibility of a more significant freeze. Into the weekend we go with another shot at a weak front, a few isolated showers Saturday, a high of 58, and back down to around freezing by Saturday night and Sunday night in the extended forecast.
All right, Jason, thank you. Well, it's a big day for the city of Mobile and the Mobile Fire Rescue Department swearing in a new fire chief. Barry Glisson, Fox 10 News reporter Stephen Moody has more on his promotion and what's next for the department.
Of the city of Mobile, and that you will execute the duties of the same according.
It's been a day over 20 years in the making, but Monday, Barry Glisson was officially sworn in as the city of Mobile's newest fire chief. He joined the department back in 2004 and has worked his way up. Monday, the city said they honored his dedication, leadership, and his years of service to the department and to the community.
It's surreal, really. It's a blessing to be here. I know the Lord's put me in a great place, and I enjoy helping our citizens and supporting our firefighters, and that's why I've continued doing my job, and we'll continue to support our firefighters and making sure they have every tool they need to support our citizens in Mobile.
Glisson said back in November that he's helping to come up with a plan that changed the way Mobile responds to 911 calls, and he's looking to maintain a high level of service. And Monday, he was able to reveal some more good news.
So today we started our recruit class 2601, 27 new firefighters for the city of Mobile, and that brings us up to fully staffed. We have never been this high before in the history of the department, but we have 543 firefighters for the city of Mobile.
Now, as he takes his official spot as chief, he says he's more committed than ever.
We're the fire department. We're going to show up, and we're going to do the best job possible, and we're going to have thankfully by the support of the mayor and the city council, we're going to have the greatest tools and apparatus that we can to show up and do our job.
Stephen Moody, Fox 10 News.
And a congratulations to the new chief. When we come back, the Golden Globes rolled out the red carpet and the winners are in. Find out which films and TV shows took home the top honors. All the highlights from the star-studded night next.
Lexus of Mobile is proud to sponsor the Fox 10 Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The Fox 10 Pledge of Allegiance, sponsored by Lexus.
496-4449 today. Hurry, this offer ends soon.
Okay, so the red carpet rolled out for the Golden Globe Awards this weekend, and we've got some of your highlights and the winners.
It was one trophy after another for one battle after another, with 4 total, including Best Picture, Musical, or Comedy. Paul Thomas Anderson nabbed Best Director and Best Screenplay. Tiana Taylor won Best Supporting Actress.
Okay, Hamnet taking Best Picture Drama. Jessie Buckley winning for Best Female Actor in a Motion Picture. Also a golden night for K-pop Demon Hunters taking the Best Motion Picture Animated Film and Best Song in a Motion Picture.
That song is catchy. As for the TV side, Adolescence was the big winner, taking 4 categories, including Best Limited or Anthology Series. And The Pit earned Best Drama. And I've heard good things about all of those. I've seen Adolescence.
Yes, that was good. I liked it.
Dark. But
yes, telling of, you know, what can happen with social media.
Absolutely. And The Pit, I've heard amazing things about it. People love it. What is Tiana Taylor in?
She was in One Battle After Another, and that was a really good movie. She had a great performance on there, and I loved how the team made note to mention Regina, who they said was not there because she was ill, because she was very integral in that movie as well. And Chase Infinity, I mean, that was a breakout role for her. She plays the daughter of Tiana Taylor. It was a good movie, but I watched this with my daughter because I knew K-pop Demon Hunters was going to have a big night, and they did. And then she sees George Clooney and his wife walking the red carpet, and she says, "Oh, look at that, Dad! You know, a father and daughter coming to the show." And I said, "Phoenix, that's his wife." And she says, "What?" And she was just stunned. She just, you know, I don't know. I guess because he's got gray hair, but it was so.
And the host made some jokes about that too with Leonardo DiCaprio.
She did. It was a great night. My, you know, red carpet moment, I guess, would be Zoe Kravitz. I thought she looked amazing. She always does.
Oh yeah, she's beautiful. She's just perfect. I did not watch, but I did see some of the highlights. And now I want to see Hamnet. I know I heard it's very sad.
It is, and are you a Shakespeare fan?
Yes.
I studied Shakespeare in college, and so this is all about, you know, and it's loosely based. There's some fiction in there too, but it's about, you know, his son, and then what we then learn to be Hamlet.
Okay.
So I'm ready to see that one too.
Okay, we'll have to watch that one together maybe.
I'm up for it. Now, you don't usually go to the show.
I know, you always are at the theaters.
Okay.
I wait till they come to my TV.
All right. Well, next up, we're going to dive into the big breaking stories that we're working on for your most local news at 5. And then this.
But I like to tell people that your budget is simply your financial GPS. You make the money, so you have to tell your money where you want it to go.
Yeah, are you ready to take control of your money this new year? We're talking about a fresh approach to budgeting.
We'll have the 3-step process for you to help you balance your finances. That'll be coming up right here on Fox 10 News at 4.
.com for the hot tub and swim spa sale this Friday through Monday.
Committed to you. This is Fox 10 News.
Our crews have been working behind the scenes on stories for your breaking news updates at 5.
First, we're following up on a fire that burned Mississippi's largest synagogue. New surveillance video emerging, the very latest on that coming up.
And then in Mobile, the closing arguments in a capital murder trial. Isaac Bell accused of shooting and killing a man in 2021. We'll get you updated on the trial that's coming to a close.
And then what's next with a vote on a public use policy for Mobile's Government Plaza? The Mobile County Commission mulling it over today. We'll have those stories and more ahead on Fox 10 News at 5.
All right, looking out there right now towards Mobile River, we still have some smoke on the right-hand side of your screen. We've got a barge fire there that we've been covering here on Fox 10 News throughout the day, but it's not affecting travel on the Cochran Bridge. And checking things out with our forecast, here's what we're seeing. I want to start out with our Fox 10 weather app. We have some new features to tell you about with our radar view. It's a little bit easier to navigate. You can look at what's happened in the past, which is actually really good because you can look at the last 4 or 5 images and loop them, and you can see how things are moving. You can also check out your 3D radar there as well. And then on the main page, you have an update on how cold we expect it to get tonight. And the temperatures have been a big story. Here's a look at a picture that came in through our Fox 10 weather app. We appreciate Tony Perano for sending this in here around Perdido Key, and beautiful skies there out over the Gulf. Yeah, we've got some pretty scenes certainly to enjoy here. And to track conditions across the area, we are looking at the potential of some cold weather for a couple of days in the forecast. This is the 6 to 10 day outlook from the Climate Prediction Center. And we expect to see temperatures down around freezing as we get into the overnight hours this week and into the weekend. It's going to be a little colder to our north and east if you're traveling, but we're going to be below normal, and all the above average weather will be over the western United States. So here's how it plays out in the forecast. You need a winter coat in the morning in Pensacola. We're going to have a light breeze and 37. It'll probably feel like about 32 with the wind chill. We're going to be in the upper 50s into the afternoon with partly cloudy skies. In Mobile, we're going to start out near freezing tomorrow morning, but we will warm up some, and temperatures will get into the upper 50s to near 60 degrees by the afternoon. Our satellite radar picture here shows some upper level cloudiness in Mobile and in Pensacola, as well as up near Jackson, Alabama. Just high, thin cirrus clouds. And we're hopeful for some better temperatures tomorrow after that chilly night tonight. Most spots will be up around 60 degrees for a daytime high tomorrow. Could be a little cooler near the water in the upper 50s in Pensacola and Destin. High near 60 in Grove Hill. Really, below average with our temperatures at night, but our daytime highs tomorrow will be near normal. We'll look at your extended forecast coming up here on Fox 10 News at 4.
It's a common question people often ask financial advisors. Should I budget monthly or weekly? In today's Watching Your Wallet, as we start a new year, consumer investigator Rachel DePompa gets that answer for you.
For a lot of financial experts, whether you budget monthly or weekly depends on your financial situation. But Kiani Epps with the popular YouTube channel, The Responsible Homegirl, says it also starts with how you budget to begin with. She says most people think you put a budget in place to restrict yourself so you don't overspend and to keep track of your money.
Kind of, sort of, but I like to tell people that your budget is simply your financial GPS. You make the money, so you have to tell your money where you want it to go. So it is simply a plan for how you will use your money. So every single time you have money coming in, you should be giving your money directions.
She says that means if you get paid once a week, you should budget once a week. If you get paid bi-weekly, you should budget bi-weekly. And if you get paid monthly, well, Epps says you should budget monthly. She truly believes it depends on the frequency of how you get paid. Her budgeting process is just 3 steps. List your income for the pay period, and then on the other side of the paper, list your expenses between now and the next time you get paid.
You should be using your money as a tool, and the way I remember it is by SSIG. It's a short acronym for 4 questions you should be asking yourself. What am I saving? What am I spending? What am I investing? And what am I giving? So you want to make sure your money is in balance between all 4 categories. Do they have to be equal? Absolutely not.
Again, that's save, spend, invest, and give. And she says, start now. In this new year, change the way you budget. Take control of your money and give it direction. And if this way of budgeting isn't for you, she says, find one that works for you. With this Watching Your Wallet, I'm Rachel DePompa.
Cases of the flu are going up big time in the U.S. The CDC reporting a lot of states are seeing record numbers. Health experts say children are also getting sick with co-infections, meaning they're getting sick with like the flu and COVID at once. In most cases, children are usually able to recover at home with supportive care. In serious cases, doctors say they may need antivirals or hospitalization. While experts say the flu and other co-infections can't be prevented completely, there are ways to reduce the spread. That includes proper hygiene, so washing your hands and keeping your son or daughter home when they're not feeling well and getting them vaccinated.
If you're thinking of moving for health reasons, you might consider heading to New Hampshire. The United Health Foundation's annual rankings found the Granite State is the healthiest in the nation. Researchers looked at nearly 100 factors, including premature death, excessive drinking, chronic conditions, drug deaths, exercise, and smoking. The study put Louisiana in last place, followed by Arkansas, Mississippi, and then Alabama, West Virginia after that. The report found overall the country is making progress on health issues. The research said national mortality rates improved with a drop in the rates of premature death and drug death. And there's been an uptick in cancer screenings, physical activity, and volunteerism. Well, after the break, we're highlighting one child ready for their forever family. This week's Hope for a Home is next.
Now available on Broadcast 10.7 and 31.
We are continuing our special series today, Hope for a Home. Fox 10 is partnering with Heart Gallery Alabama to find families for some very special children. Heart Gallery Alabama is a nonprofit organization dedicated to finding forever families for children in Alabama's foster care system. Today, we want you to meet PJ.
A good personality.
That's how 14-year-old PJ thinks people see him. The 8th grader likes school, especially all the reading.
I like reading like encyclopedia books.
When he's not in the classroom, PJ enjoys playing video games.
Roblox, Fortnite, Minecraft, the good stuff.
And creating new scenes with Legos.
I actually create my own Lego builds. I've always won first place. I did a museum and I did an aquarium.
And all things dinosaur, from fossils to figurines to TV shows.
Chaos Theory. It's an animated show about kids surviving the mainland after Jurassic Dominion.
PJ's favorite color is red, and his favorite food comes from the restaurant Olive Garden.
The bread. The free bread.
He's only 14, but PJ already knows what he wants to do when he finishes school.
A YouTuber. Video gaming. And I like to travel. And traveling and video gaming.
A dream he would love to share with a forever family. That and some new adventures too.
I want to go camping. I've never been camping. I'd like to go camping.
If you want to learn more about Heart Gallery Alabama's program or how to adopt a child from the foster care system, we have a link for you on our website, fox10tv.com, giving you a chance to complete your family and make dreams come true for a special child. You can watch this story and any of the other Hope for a Home stories we've done on our Fox 10 News Gulfstream TV app.
All right, check out this shot here. Beautiful evening out there across the Gulf Coast. Yesterday evening, Tony sending in that shot there from Perdido Key. We've got some colder air spilling down into the region, and it's going to be a little colder than average over the next couple of days. We've got temperatures that are going to be dropping down, and this really extends into early next week. So expect some colder nights at times. We're going to see some freezes, and this can certainly happen in January. Overhead right now, we've got a few scattered clouds. We're seeing the activity streaming by, and we are looking at sunset coming up here in about 30 minutes. Over the next 10 hours, our numbers are going to be dropping down below freezing by the early morning hours, so we're needing winter coats tonight, no question. Temperatures will drop from near 50 to, say, about near 40 by 8 o'clock. That's a pretty rapid drop to the temperatures. Looking ahead, will we see any rain this week? Well, probably not, but our chance is not zero. We do have an opportunity for a few showers in the picture as we head into Tuesday. Looks like it's going to be dry, but Wednesday we can see a little isolated rain activity as a weak front slides by. All the way into the middle of the day on Wednesday, just scattered clouds and then a few showers again late in the day on Wednesday. This front will come through and it will be much colder on Thursday. So up and down with the temperatures. We're thinking down tonight, upper 20s in northern Mobile County, Mount Vernon, Citronelle, and northern Baldwin County. Near freezing in Mobile and Spanish Fort, just above freezing for Gulf Shores at 35. We go over to the Panhandle here and temperatures will be at 36 in Pensacola, 37 in Fort Walton Beach, and upper 20s from Crestview to Jay to Walnut Hill. Further to the north we go with lots of 20s pretty widespread in the inland areas from Escambia County over to Clark County, Monroe, Washington counties, all looking to be in the upper 20s tonight. We'll be in the upper 20s in Lucedale and Leakesville tonight. Tomorrow we make it back up to around 60 by the afternoon. We'll have a decent day. Then the next front comes through and brings more cold air in, and you can really see that by looking at our daytime highs. Just an isolated shower Wednesday, but Thursday's high with sunshine only 48 degrees, and you know that means a cold night Thursday night. We're down to 25 Thursday night, and that may not be the only night in the 20s. We could be in the 20s again Sunday night. So we're going to see a series of light to moderate freezes in the area with a series of fronts moving through this week.
All right, Jason, thank you for that. All I heard was a bunch of chill.
So did I. I was like, wait, what?
Bundle up, everybody.
Yes.
All right, well, this Barbie behind us looks, well, those are headphones, not earmuffs, but you get it. Barbie is releasing a one-of-a-kind doll to help represent and continue on with their unification of different groups of people, and this is pretty cool.
I love that they're doing this. Mattel says it's releasing the first ever Barbie with autism, and that's to help spread light on individuals who have been diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder and also to show how they experience the world.
The company says the doll will be part of the Barbie Fashionistas line and includes specific design choices, including flexible elbows and joints in the hand to mimic stimming, which is the repetitive body movement that some with autism do experience.
The accessories for the dolls will also reflect autism and include noise-canceling headphones like the ones you saw there on the doll, loose-fitting clothing, and a tablet with augmentative and alternative communication apps. Mattel says the doll is going to be on sale online and also at Target for about $11.87.
And it's expected to be sold in Walmarts beginning in March. They have a Barbie that has Down syndrome, and now they've got a Barbie with autism. And I think, you know, years ago, Barbie got a lot of flack for having these just perfectly bodied, blonde,
and that's just not
dolls.
Realistic.
No, it doesn't represent all people. So this is very cool that they have another inclusive Barbie.
There you go. After the break, 24 Buddhist monks and their dog are making the trek across the nation. Find out about their mission for peace and hear the challenges they faced and how their message is resonating. That is next.
And guaranteed for life, Bath Fitter.
A group of Buddhist monks are taking their message on the road, spreading a simple concept of kindness, compassion, and peace, walking across the U.S.
And you may have seen this on social media. A lot of people are talking about it. They're touching the hearts and minds of everyday Americans along their way. Isabel Rosales has more.
In late October, about 24 Buddhist monks began their walk for peace with their dog Aloka. Starting in Fort Worth, Texas, and going all the way to Washington, D.C. Over 120 days, the monks are walking more than 2,000 miles on foot, crossing 10 states and visiting their capitals to call for peace in the U.S. They say their purpose is rooted in spiritual devotion and civic purpose.
We are now taking on this journey to walk for peace, to raise the awareness of peace, loving kindness and compassion. Hopefully that our country and the world will be healed. Everybody will be living in unity and harmony.
Even while traveling, they continue their strict ascetic code of 1 meal per day and sleeping beneath trees at makeshift campsites. A support van follows them with supplies. They stop almost nightly in small towns along the way, using community centers, police stations, churches, historical landmarks, and other Buddhist temples to meet with people, speak, and share their reasons for walking. They're often escorted by community members and local law enforcement. Less than a month into their walk, a traffic accident in Dayton, Texas, left one monk hospitalized, and eventually one of his legs had to be amputated. He recovered and returned home to Georgia, where he was able to reunite with the monks when they reached his home temple on their path. The monks face other daily challenges, like keeping their feet and bodies healthy. The weather was cold and rainy as they traveled through Louisiana. In Mississippi, a local church organized dancers to perform for them. As their journey went on, word spread online, leading to larger and larger crowds cheering them on in Alabama and Georgia. U.S. Senator and Reverend Raphael Warnock joined a large gathering, encouraging the monks and calling for peace around the world.
And with every step they are taking, they are drawing attention to the steps that people of conscience must take to end violence.
Medical professionals in a small Georgia town even volunteered to check all the monks' health. The real star of the show might be the monks' faithful companion on the road, their dog Aloka, who has garnered almost 500,000 followers on social media. Aloka can be seen sleeping at their rest stops, walking alongside them, playing with visitors, and riding in their van for breaks. This weekend, the monks are making their way through South Carolina, on their way to the U.S. Capitol in Washington, D.C.
Peace is always begin within. And we don't have to look outward to find peace. We just have to look within.
Isabel Rosales, CNN.
Called in Wade. I did. You should too.
First on the Gulf Coast with breaking news and weather. Fox 10 News starts now.
They were not doing anything that was out of the way or something that would have been nefarious. And this is a sad situation. For a person to hit them and then leave